Hello everyone and welcome back to your own channel SOC Mantra, and in this video we will learn about VTP server and VTP client. So VTP is VLAN Trunk Protocol server and VLAN Trunk Protocol client, and why this is used. So VTP is used, VTP server or VTP client can be used in various reasons by a network administrator when we have a lot of switches and you have to create more VLANs. So the VTP, you can create the VLANs on VTP server, and all the information or all the VLAN information can be synced from the VLAN VTP server to the VTP client. And in this video, we will do a lab where we will create VTP server and VTP client, and we'll just sync the VLAN information. So without wasting time, let me just go ahead and open the lab. So in this lab, I will create a VTP server. The switch 1 will be created as a VTP server, and switch 2 will be created as a VTP client, and we'll assign some ports to the VLAN, and we'll create some VLANs on the server, and which will be synced to VTP client. And you see, we'll connect two PCs and try to ping to verify the information. So let's go ahead and start the lab. Let me just go ahead and pull the packet tracer. So, the first task is assign host name to the switches. Let me go ahead and assign the host name. Configure terminal host name S1. Configure terminal host name SW2. What is the next task? The next task is configuring VLANs, and we will be configuring VLAN 10. The name is sales, and VLAN 20. The name is HR. So we will be configuring the VLANs on the VTP server. Let me just go ahead and create VLAN 10 name sales exit VLAN 20 name HR exit. Let's verify the VLAN information. The command is show VLAN brief. You can see two VLANs are created. The VLAN 1 is created as sales and VLAN 2 is created as HR. Now let's go to the task number 3, normal switch port, and as it suggests, we'll be assigning fast Ethernet 0/2 to VLAN 10. So configure terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/2, converting the switch port mode to access port, and VLAN 10. Exit, exit, show VLAN brief. You can see the VLAN 10 is assigned to the interface fast Ethernet 0/2. What is our next task? To verify the VLAN information. We have verified the VLAN information on switch 1. So now we have to configure switch 1 as VTP server. Why VTP server? The switch 1 will be the server where we will be creating VLANs, and whenever we create the VLANs will be reflected on the VTP client as well, which is switch 2. So let's first create VTP server. Configure terminal. And by default, on Cisco switches, the VTP status of any Cisco switch by default is the server. So let's check it. So VTP status is the command to check the VTP mode of the switch. And you can see the VTP operating mode is server, and we have number of existing VLANs are 7. Why 7? We have created only 2 VLANs. Let's check. You can see we have created 2 VLANs, 10 and 20, and by default you have VLAN 1, which is the default VLAN or the native VLAN, and you have default VLANs 1002, 1003, 1004, and 1005. That is why you can see the number of VLANs, existing VLANs are 7. Okay, so as you can see, the VTP mode is already server. We will still go ahead and type in the command VTP mode server, and what does it show? It shows the VTP mode is already as server. Now, what is the next task? Next task is we have to create a VTP domain name Cisco. Why we need a domain name? So you need to create a VTP domain name Cisco because you need to assign a domain to all the switches that will be under this domain to reflect the VLANs that will be configured on this server, and all the VLANs from this server will be reflected on the client VTP clients within this domain. So let's go ahead and create a domain. The command is VTP domain name is Cisco. Okay, now you can see the VTP domain name is created as Cisco. Let's exit. Now let's see the status. So you can see here the VTP domain name we have created as Cisco. VTP operating mode is server. Now let's go to the other task. Task is configure switch 2 as VTP client. Let's go ahead to switch 2, exit, and let's see what is this switch show as. Show VTP status. This is operating in server because this is by default on all Cisco devices or Cisco switches. And let's go ahead and convert this VTP operating mode to client. VTP mode client is the command. Okay, and we also have to bring this client under the domain Cisco. So we have to create the domain in the client as well. VTP domain name is Cisco. This is case sensitive, so it should be Cisco. Exit. Now let's see the status of VTP. You can see the VTP domain is Cisco. VTP operating mode is client. But you can see the existing VLANs are still 5 because the two VLANs that we have created in the VTP server are not yet synced to the VTP are not yet synced to the VTP client. So that is the reason it is still showing as VLANs 5. So We have created the VTP domain. We have created configured the switch 2 as VTP client. Now configure fast Ethernet 0/1 between switch 1 and switch 2 as .1 queue trunk. So let's go ahead and create both the interfaces as trunk. Configure terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/1. By default, in all Cisco switches, the trunk protocol is used as .1 queue. So let's see, we have to convert switch port mode trunk. So we are converting the normal Ethernet port to be used as a trunk port. So trunk port is something that carries VLAN information from one switch to another switch. So we are creating switch mode trunk, and the you can see here the you can see a orange light because the port is getting converted to a trunk port. Exit, exit, exit. Now you can see show interfaces trunk command to check which interface is configured as trunk interface. You can see port F01 mode is on and encapsulation is .1 queue and it is trunking and the native VLAN is 1 and VLANs allowed are 1 to 1005. Let's see, we can see as I already mentioned, whenever any VLANs are created in switch 1 which is a VTP server, it should get reflect in VTP client. But you can see it is still not reflected because we have not yet configured the trunking protocol. We have not yet configured the interface as trunk. So interface fast Ethernet 0/1 switch port mode trunk. Exit, exit, show VLAN brief. So after waiting for some time, after typing in the trunk command, we have to wait for some time, maybe 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you can check the VTP status and you can see the VLANs as 7 and then you can verify the VLAN information. So VLAN brief and you can see the sales and HR VLANs are synced from the VTP server to the VTP client. Now let's go to the task. So the other task is configure. So we have completed this one. Configure PC1 and PC2 with IP addresses. Now let me open PC1 and configure it with 192.168 192.168.10.10/24 and PC2 with 192.168.10.20. They both are in the same LAN, and we need to verify the ping connectivity. Let's try to ping. If you are able to ping right now, you can see ping 192. Let me check the IP address of this machine. The IP address is 10.10. Let me try to ping 10.20. Ping 192.168.10.20, and you can see it is not pinging because we have to assign the port to a VLAN. Let me just go ahead and assign port fast Ethernet 0/2, enable configure terminal. Let me check. Here you can see it is been assigned to fast Ethernet 0/2 to VLAN 10. Let me assign configure terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/2 switch port mode access switch port access VLAN 10 exit exit. Now let us check the VLAN information, and we can see the VLAN 10 is assigned to fast Ethernet 0/2. Now let's wait until this turns into green, and then we'll try to ping PC1 to PC2. Let's give a continuous ping. Okay, it is turned to green. Ping 192.168.10.20, and you can see the PC is pinging now. That means the VLANs are working perfectly. And we have also verified the connectivity. So in this video, we learned about how the VTP server will help a network administrator to propagate the VLANs that are created on the VTP server to VTP clients, so that it will save a lot of time for the network administrator. So if you have any questions or queries, you can ask the questions or queries in the comment section. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching the video. We'll see in our next video. Thank you. You have a good day.